Hello guys, so welcome to day 3 on learning how to master debot, building debots on the Reef using the Apollo. So today we are going to continue with the second part or about the utility blocks, and we're going to talk about custom function, time, logic, list, loops, and miscellaneous. So let's start with the first one, which is custom function. So basically, what is a function? A function is like a block where you can add like some things like you want to be done, like for example, let's create, like, okay, we have some variables. No, we don't have. So for example, let's create some variable. For example, let's like set stake. Let me say stake is equals to, let me say, okay, let's say stake is stake. And then let me create another one called martingale. Martingale. So for example, this is just a basic of how you can use the custom function. For example, you can see explanation. These blocks create a function which is a group of instruction that can be executed at any time. So it's like where you want like a group of instruction to be executed at any point in time in anywhere or under these 4 block sections. So for example, let us create a function called so you just go to functions, then click it and you drag it. So this is our function. Let us call it set stake and martingale. So set stake and martingale. So we have set stake and martingale. So what you can do is, instead of placing, so by default we could have added here set stake here to, let me say $5, and I add another one variable set martingale to. So instead of like, or some another shortcut I can show you guys. Let me delete this one. Anyway, not being deleted. So another shortcut, instead of you going to math and clicking the number and dragging it, what you can do is just go to set stake. If you're using your mobile, you can long press it, and if you're using the PC, you can right click, then click duplicate, then you just drag it to the martingale. So by default, this sets the martingale to like 5, or the martingale to 5 and stake to 5. But this can only be like, you can only run this code only runs here at run once. But what if you want to run the same code at purchase and or at trade again? What you can do is, now this is where the function block becomes more handy. So what you can do is just take this function block, you take the function block, then you take these variables. You can, let me drag it to the function block. You see, now we have dragged it to the function block. So a way that you can use this function block, you can go to the custom function, then scroll to the bottom and look for the name of your function. For example, set stake and martingale, right? Another way you can do it, and you can just like drag it. Let me like drag it. You can just like drag it to the workspace. But another way you can do it is you can like right click it, then say create stake and martingale. There are 2 ways that you can create, you can make the block create stake and martingale block. So after like creating this stake and martingale, you'll see that we can add this here. Simply, you can just add it here. It will execute these blocks. It will set stake to 5. It will set martingale to 5. For example, okay, let me show you how it works. For example, let us set stake to like 5. So remember, I've set here our stake to the variable stake, and if I run the bot, you'll see our stake is 5. You see, our stake is 5. Now, even if I come here and I change my stake to like $20, and again I like run the bot again, you'll see our stake is 20. Simply just I will say our stake is 20. So yeah, that is all about the custom functions. So again, after custom function, we have you can try to play with it, do some things with it. Also, when we'll be building boards, you'll see how functions are very really come in handy when there are like a lot of things going on. So when you are trying to make like a complex board, which does some kind of auto analysis, so this is where custom functions are really important. Next up, we have time. So time is like when like most in most cases, one of the most used block on time is delay. Like delay is one of the most used block on time. For example, let us we'll be talking about delay in this video. So delayed run. This block, the explanation is this block delays execution for a given number of seconds. You can place it any block within the execution of other block in a strategy will be paused until instruction in the block are carried out. So, for example, when you use that block, the delay block, wherever place you use it, there will be like a delay, like the bot will delay for like a certain set of seconds that you have said, maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 8 seconds, 60 seconds, 120 seconds, 300 seconds, 1000 seconds, whatever number of seconds that you have placed it there. So, for example, let me say I like set this to like let me say I set it to like trade again. So let me show you the first example and you'll see that whenever I do the trade again, it will like the block will execute faster. Okay. So for example, if like I run the board, for example, let me run it. So you see there's no delay in executing the second trade of the first after the first trade, you see. It's just immediately when the first one, this one is closed, you'll see another one is open immediately. Now what if I use delay? So if I want to use delay here again, I just go to time. It's time. I drag delay to this place. Then after dragging delay, make sure the trade again block is inside the delay. All right. So after doing that, then go to math, then this number, then drag it here. Math number, then drag the number so that you can set the specific number of seconds. So for example, I want to like this board to delay for like 10 seconds, right? 10 seconds. After doing that, so you'll see that whenever the first trade is completed, let me rerun. I don't know why it's not buying the first contract. Something like connection issues. Let me refresh the page so that maybe I have some connection issues. So I hope this now it will work. I think I had some connection issues. So when you like run the board, you'll see now after executing the first one, there's kind of delay. You see? It is not immediately buying the second trade. It will be delayed for like 10 seconds. You see, again, it has bought another one. Then you should see it will delay for another 10 seconds. Again, after another 10 seconds, it will delay. Then, yeah, you see now, that is like how you can use time delay. So that is for delayed, the simple explanation of time on delay. You can also, these are other ones. In most cases, they are not used, but we'll talk about it later on. So then we have lists. No, let's go to logic. So logic is like when you want to check something. So if this is true, then do this. If this is true, then do this. So the most common the logic is if and compare. So like if you are using if, then you'll be using most of the time you'll be using compare. So let me show you like a simple way how you can use the if in delay. For example, maybe you're trading, you're making a digit board, right? Say let's say a digit board. You're making a digit board, and this digit board you want it to be like say you want to trade differs. No, let's say over. Let's say over, and you're trading, let's say over zero, right? Maybe you're trading over zero, and what you can do now, you want to like say if the last digit is if the last digit is greater than 1, then buy a trade. So what you can do with that is basically go to logic, bring this if to the purchase condition, because that is where you want to buy like the over contract. So what you do, you just this purchase over, drag it into the if statement. So after dragging it, you'll see there is this empty space here. So what you do, you go again to logic, then drag the compare part and put it there. So, and then you check if, let's say, so the last digit is always available on the analysis section. We'll talk about this in later on videos in the next topic. Then you'll go to tick and candle analysis, then pick last digit. So you check if last digit is greater than, say, 1, which we will be using math, so that will be 1. So if last digit is greater than 1, then purchase over contract. So then if I run it, you'll see it won't be purchasing anytime. So let me show you, like you see, let me print last digit notification. So you'll notify, we did use notify in the last video. So let me go to tick and candle analysis, last digit, drag it there. So you'll see that every time the last digit is greater than 1, a contract will be bought. So for example, it was 0 and it was never bought. So it is now 6, then it has bought another contract. 6, you see, is 0. Whenever it's less than, it's not buying an over 0. So you see here it was 0, it never bought. When it came to 8, then it bought another contract. So that is the meaning of logic. So that is the basic start of using logic. And yeah, that is the basic stuff that you just need to start to know all about logic and kickstart with starting with logic. Okay, another one is list. So lists are just basically, how can I say, I can put a list. Lists are just like an array of things. Like a list is like an array of things contained in one place. So maybe you want like you want to create a list of things. Maybe I don't know. I think I've not used list mostly creating a list, but you can this can be used like you want to store some instruction or some choices or something like that, something of sort. So maybe let me say, let us do like an example of a list and try to print it so you can understand on how it like works. For example, let me say, so set list to, maybe you want a list of numbers, right? So let me say duplicate. So we have list of number 1, we have number 5, just I'm creating random number of list. So number 8. So to add another item, you click this plus button. So duplicate, let me say like 20, like something of sort. Then if I notify, if I print this on the journal here, if I like print this list on the journal, you'll see what I'm trying to say is a list of items. So variable, then list, then let's print, because this variable automatically is created by the name list. So if I run it, you'll see. I've not see. Okay, the problem is I've not placed this inside the block. That's why it's saying such things. So let me run again. You'll see what now you see. Now we have a list. You see, now this is a list of items. You see, it has 4 item choices, in whereby you can use it to make predictions, to set like conditions, or such on. So we'll talk about this when we're creating on practical. To understand this more, do it on like a practical place where you like see it play in action. So I don't want this video to be long. That's why I'm kind of going fast. Then we have loops. So loops is basically a repetition of things. You want to repeat certain things, certain things like you want to repeat it for like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. I don't know. I've never used loops when buying a contract. Okay, let me say, I don't know. Let me say repeat. Okay, example. Let me see if this will buy like I don't know. So let us stay there. Let us put this here. Then like this. So if you're going to use loop, say I want to repeat this function 10 times. I don't know, it won't work because it won't work. It will only buy once. So for example, if I run the board, you see, it only buy once. So a repeat doesn't use is not used in most cases when purchasing. Rather, it's like used in doing some kind of analysis. What can we do with repeat? So let me show you, for example, let me say I want to like notify, like let me say I want to like notify something 10 times. So notification, notify, say hello, hello, dear Apollo. Now you'll see this notify will be repeated 10 times. So for example, if I run it, you see? You see that it has been repeated 10 times. Hello, dear Apollo. Hello, dear Apollo. Hello, dear Apollo. Hello. It's just a repetition of things that you want to do. In this case, it is like maybe done like with analysis. You're doing some kind of digital analysis. You want to repeat over something and over again. Yeah. So I've never used repeat, but yeah, we'll do a tutorial on this. So this is just a basic introduction to it. Then under loops, we also have uh, we have different types of repeat one, repeat two, repeat while, stroke until. So this is like repeat. For example, you want to repeat something until certain condition is met. You want to repeat doing an analysis function over and over and over and over again until a certain condition is met. That is when maybe now you want like to buy a contract after that like condition is met. Okay. So breakout is basically you want to break out of the loop, and yeah. So we have miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is just some extra blocks where you can like like the developer, like if you are a developer and you want to do more, you can like use this if you are a developer. But for basic person, I've never come across where you will like really need this kind of blocks. But I've never really come across such things. But yeah. So again, we have like virtual hook. Now this is Apollo Tools. So that is for it on this tutorial about utility. So next time we'll be going to more complex stuff like analysis. So that after finishing analysis, we'll start building some basic pods. And yeah, so if you have come until the end of this video, thank you and subscribe and continuing to learn more about the report.